Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Diana. I started YouTube like a month ago and this should have been one of my first videos, but I'm gonna do it right now. It's random facts about me. I was born in Romania 35 years ago. I am 5 foot 3 inches tall. I'm not that tall. My first name is, as in my birth certificate, is Maria, and my middle name is Diana. But my parents, I don't know what they did at the hospital when I was born. I'm not sure whose fault was, if it was my parents or the ones who did the birth certificate, and they mixed up the first and middle name. So they put first name as Maria and Diana as middle name, but everybody calls me Diana. So to me, my first name is Diana, and I never got to change it. I love butterflies. I have a lot of, I don't know, clothes or my bed sheets, or I have a lot of things on the walls with butterflies. I love butterflies. I feel like they're so beautiful and amazing, and I just love them. And I have this thing when I see a butterfly, that means I'm on the right track. It's a sign for me that what I'm doing, it's what I'm supposed to do. I don't know why, I always had this in my head. I'm afraid of heights, but that didn't stop me from becoming a flight attendant. If you don't know, I was a flight attendant for 5 years and a half, and I lived in Middle East. That's where the airline was based. And I was not afraid of flying, but I'm afraid of heights. When I like a song, I play it all over again until I don't like it anymore, until I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't smoke or drink. I tried a little bit of wine here and there, but it's not my thing. I cannot enjoy any of this smoking or drinking. I don't know, I hate it. My first job was in a fast food. It was a combination between KFC and Dunkin' Donuts. We were selling fried chicken and Dunkin' Donuts, and it was called Daylight Donut. I am scared of spiders, scorpions, anything that crawls, and because I live in Arizona, we get these scorpions once in a while, and I'm terrified. I hate it. This is one thing I hate about Arizona: scorpions and heat. I am a very sensitive person, very empathetic. If you cry, I cry. If I watch the news, I stopped watching the news, because every time I would watch the news and I see something going on in the world or in I don't know where, it affects me so much that I stopped watching them. I'm not up to date with the news anymore. My mother-in-law comes sometimes and she's like, "Did you hear about what happened here and there?" I'm like, "No." And that's how I find out what's going on in the world. And since I had Alex, it affects me more what's going on in this world, because I want, when he grows up, to live in a beautiful world, you know, to, I don't know, peace and harmony. And I know that's not possible, and that hurts me so bad, and I hope I'm not going to cry. I don't know why. I wish I had a superpower to make this world a better place, but I know that's not possible. And I hope the world he's gonna grow up in is gonna be, I don't know, hope he's gonna have a good life, because that's all we want for our kids when they grow up. I love anything sweet: cake, chocolate, pastries, I don't know, anything sweet. I have a sweet tooth and I cannot give up on sweets. I cannot stop. Every day I need to have a little bit of chocolate or something. I try not to go overboard with too much sugar, but that's my thing. I have a sweet tooth. I grew up in the countryside. My mom's parents were living in a very small and tiny village, and that's where we grew up, me and my brother and most of my cousins. My grandparents were like second parents for us. They took care of us, and they had like a little farm with cows, chickens, ducks, pigs, horses. Like, I don't know, I grew up with animals, so I grew up with them. And one regret I have is that I didn't get to see my grandmother when she died. She was in the hospital I was in university, and it wasn't first time when she was in the hospital, and I thought, oh, it's just a phase, she's gonna be okay and she's gonna go back home and I'll see her later or whatever. But apparently that was the last time I could have, you know, go and see her, and I didn't, and that I'm gonna regret that for the rest of my life, because that's what one of my aunts said, that before she died she called my name, she said my name, and I'm always gonna regret this, because she was such a sweet and okay, what was that great? I think all my sit down videos are I need to stop. Okay, I was born in January. I'm a Capricorn, and I'm very stubborn sometimes, very stubborn. But I believe I'm a very hard-working person. I like to do my job. If I have to do something, I do it. And when I commit to something, I like to stick to what I said I'm gonna do, and do my best to do that job. And I'm also very pessimistic. I don't know. I try to be optimistic. I hate to be lied. If my trust is shattered, then it's very hard for me to trust that person again. It's very hard. I suffer from anxiety, and that makes me very shy. I'm always afraid to say something wrong and people might judge me. I said this before in one of my videos, I think Get to Know Me video. And because my English is not my first language, sometimes I'm like because I cannot find the right word, and that's when I panic, and I'm like, I don't know what to say anymore, and I'm silence. I'm a little OCD, a little more. I like everything to be clean and tidy. I don't like seeing any hair on the floor anywhere. I hate it. Doesn't matter whose hair it is, if it's mine or whoever. But I don't like to see any hair. If I see one little hair, I always pick it up and put it in the trash. I'm always scanning to see if there's anything on the floor. I don't know why. And if you move one little thing from the house, I know you were there, because I know where everything is and where everything goes. So if one thing is moved, I know someone was there and it wasn't supposed to be moved. I love movies. I can watch movies all day long. I love watching TV shows. I don't have time anymore since I gave birth. I haven't watched a movie for a very long time. I don't even have time to watch other people's YouTube videos. I have to do it while I'm doing my makeup or something, because it's hard now with Alex. And I miss it. I miss it. I know I used to go to the cinema for every new movie that was out there to watch it, but not anymore. But it's okay. I have one tattoo. It's it's a unicorn, a winged unicorn, Pegasus, is that how you call it? I don't remember exactly when I did this, but I know for 3 years I hid it from my parents, because I went to university when I was 18. I think I did it around 20, I'm not sure. So I wasn't living with my parents when I did this. So every time I would go to see my parents, I would never wear sleeveless shirts, because I didn't want them to see it, because my dad is very strict. He was always very strict with me, because I was a girl, maybe, I don't know why. I was always afraid of what he might say, so I had to hide it. And when I finally told them after 3 years of hiding it, they were fine, they liked it. They said it's a good choice. I don't know why I had it for so long. I should have told them earlier, but maybe they were not ready. I broke my nose here when I was very little. I don't remember how old. On the slide. I went on the slide on my knees or something, and I landed on my face, and I broke my nose, and now I have this line here, which it bothers me. I used to love horror movies, but not anymore, because when I became a flight attendant, You fly with so many different people, so many different crew, and you go and sleep in so many hotels, and I heard so many scary stories about haunted hotels which we were staying at. And since then I'm scared. I don't want to watch any horror movies anymore. I'm scared of the dark sometimes. I always need to have a night light in the room. But long story short, there's a hotel in Germany, I'm not gonna say where, which I was always afraid to go. All the crew, all the flight attendants, most of them, they were afraid. They were scared to go to have a flight to that destination and sleep in that hotel. That's how bad it was. And I'm glad when I flew there in the beginning, when I started flying as a flight attendant, I flew there twice to this destination, but I don't remember anything happening. And then for the rest of my flight career, I've never been there anymore. And then I heard all these stories and I was like, oh, okay, I'm glad I don't go there anymore, I don't fly there. But I wish I knew how to play piano and hope I'll learn one day. I don't know why. I love piano, I love the sound, the music. But I hope Alex is gonna... I want Alex to take piano lessons, and maybe he will play the piano for me, and then he's gonna teach me. I married on my birthday, the day before my birthday, when I turned 30. I flew once to India, and one Indian old man read my palm. I didn't ask him to do that, I don't know, he just came to me and he started telling me things, and he said I'm gonna marry on my birthday when I'm gonna turn 30, and it happened 2 years later. And I remember he also said something about having 2 or 3 kids. He said something about twins, but he was not sure, and said something about boy and girl, and I'm gonna live until I'm like 80. I love seafood, I love any seafood, I love it. I would eat all day, shrimp, crab, any seafood. I'm very superstitious. I'm not sure why. I think because I grew up with my grandparents when I was little, and there were not too many kids to play with, and every evening we would go and sit with the old people, and they were talking about a lot of superstitions and stuff, and I think they got stuck in my head, and I'm not sure why. So when I was a flight attendant, I inflated a slide. It proved that the slide was faulty, the door was faulty. I remember the captain asked me to go, I was a cabin senior at that time, and the captain asked me to go check an exit door. An exit door are those doors that are in the middle of the cabin over the wings. That's an emergency exit door, because it was showing on his screen there that it's open. And I went to check on that door, and the moment I touched it, the slide inflated, and it proved that the door was faulty, something was wrong with the door. And I always thought that I saved all those 120 people on that flight, because who knows what would have happened if we would take off with a faulty door and lose pressure in the air. I don't know, that's what I thought. I know they were mad because they had to disembark and they had a delay for I don't know how many hours, but I think I saved them. That's pretty much it. I don't remember how many I mentioned, but I'm sure there's more, but these are the important ones, I think. Hope you enjoyed the random facts about me, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!